Welcome to another edition of the Gravestone Pros here at North Country Memorial. So glad that you have joined us today. It is going to be a good day. We're going to be working on a headstone, doing some sandblast, and we'll be also doing some hand etching. So stick around, see how it all turns out. If you have been enjoying this channel and you want to support us, help us, we would love it if you would smash the like button and hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications. We try and upload every Friday at 6 p.m. Now, I have been a little lax on that as of late, but I'm going to try and get back to it. Maybe it's been a little more like every other week or a couple weeks in between, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to put out content. We're close to a little over 2,500 subscribers and on our way to 3,000. So if you want to help us out, go ahead and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. It's going to be a good day, so come along.
Beautiful fall day in northern New York. We're in the cemetery. We just got done. We set a monument of a family friend, and going to show you the whole process from start to finish, but just wanted to make an intro to this. It's always a privilege and a somewhat sobering thing to create a monument for someone that you know, and Peirce family are people that we know and appreciate and have interacted a lot with their family. And so yeah, we had the privilege of creating a memorial, and you're going to get to see the process of this finished product. We're just walking around the back here, and Tim was sugar maker here in Lewis County, New York, and his family, they did a great job doing that together and creating a lot of good family unity. Nice family. Sad to see Tim go.
So here's a stone. We got the tent all set up here for us, and that make it nice to work. This stone is just too big for our rollers. The good news is this is one of the last ones we'll have to do outside like this, because tomorrow Dad and Eric are heading to pick up some new rollers, and that will take care of our roller issue. But just getting it cleaned and ready to go. So this first part of the process, we are putting the stencil onto the stone, and then Dad is just covering the extra spots. He's already weeded the names and everything that we want blasted, and then he's going to come back over it with compressed air and sand, and that is going to be what engraves the actual information onto the stone. This had two sides to it, so we had a front and a back, so we had to get under that big chunk of rock and get it flipped over so that we could do the back side. And same process, putting the stencil on, peeling the sticky so it's all nice and adhered, and then peeling everything out. And they had their children on the back of this stone, which a lot of people do, but I really appreciate it as well as their living children. They added 3 children that were already in heaven, and that meant something to me because my wife and I experienced some miscarriage as well, and so the fact that they put those on the stone I thought was really, really kind of nice. And a tree to represent each one of them went onto the back of there, and you'll see Dad etching the front of the stone here in a minute, and a tree representing each one of them on the front as well for the kids. So kind of some cool symbolism in there. It's always fun to be able to kind of put some of those things in and personalize it like that. So I thought this turned out really nice.
Little update on the progress on the outdoor sandblasting today. It is warm. Once in a while, it's good to do that to remind you from whence we came, because we used to do it all outdoors in the sun. There it is. All right, so we got the name sandblasted. Back here are going to go some trees etched in. Around the front will be what we here in Lewis County call a sugar shanty. Some people call it a boiling shed. The maple shanty, I don't know, there's a lot of different things, but this guy was a big maple producer, and his family, they worked hard with him and did a good job, and they're still carrying it on, so that's nice. So that's the update. You'll get to see us next working on the etching.
Not going to talk a whole lot about this, but thought I'd give just a brief overview. So the very first part that you saw him doing there with that white paper, he has a transfer paper that he puts in between that and the stone, and that gives him those hard outlines for the buildings and for the horizon line and some of those different things. And so he will put those in, and then he will come back and do his lines and his edges with a ruler like you saw him using, and that way he makes sure to get those things just right. And then from there, it's a lot of hand filling, shading, all of that stuff is all just totally freehand. So some of it is freehand, some of it is not really freehand, but it kind of goes back and forth. You want to make sure you get those details just like they are on the approved drawing, but you want to be able to have a little leeway to be able to shade and do what you need to do. It's always going to look different on the black and white on the granite than it does on a white piece of paper, and so Dad has, he has the know-how to do it and to make it look good. But we'll just sit back and relax and let you guys listen to the music and watch him as he works at finishing filling this sugar bush out. Now we have made it to the cemetery. Putting the base down as a nice fresh base had been crated. I like it when we don't have to uncrate the bases until we get to the cemetery. Then you know there's not going to be any issues with them. But he got that one on there very nicely onto the foundation. My brother did this foundation. It's cement. Goes down several feet and is the same width as the stone is. So that is what we do for foundations most of the time is cement. Now, You saw he got the stone brought over and kind of lined it up and did everything. Now this blue bar, I get the most questions on this out of anything on my channel. That is called the Set Right tool. I get it at Miles Supply. There is a link always in the description for that. That gray stuff that you see sticking out on the side, that's called setting compound, and that you want to have to seal out water from getting in between the stone, the top piece of stone and the bottom, called the die in the base. And then it's just trimmed away with a knife, as you see. And then once he kind of has all the trimming done, he will kind of come back over everything with a rag and just kind of clean up. You'll see those little specks sitting there. That'll all get wiped off, washed off, so that when he leaves, everything is in tip-top shape. And that's what you kind of see him doing in this last, getting everything looking nice and spiffy. So this really turned out beautiful. It was a very nice piece. He came in, he really liked the size of this stone that I had here, but he kind of looked through and he picked out the special shape that we have here. So this is one that we've never done before, and I really was happy with how it turned out. It really is a beautiful piece. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was educational and entertaining. That is always our goal here. So it was a lot of fun being able to share this with you. Thank you to the Peirce family for letting us share this journey with you all. Hope you enjoyed it. We will see you all next time.